Wait. I know what you're thinking. Part 1 micro locks install again? But my last video got removed because I used some images that weren't mine. But I only used them to show you guys what good grids look like. And that was my inspiration. So any images you see in this video are not mine. I do not own the rights to them, and it's not my work. Protect your brand at all costs. I understand. But y'all, can y'all do me a favor and rewatch, like, comment, subscribe? Really like and comment, because that's what YouTube uses it in the algorithm, or determining your video inside the algorithm. But thanks for being here and continue to watch. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today is a big day that we all anticipated, and it's finally here. I've been wanting locks for so long, and I decided to do micro locks because I am not formally trained to do sister locks, and I love the look of sister locks and micro locks because they are more versatile when it comes to styling. So this is going to be a series of me doing my micro locks. I'm starting with the grid today. I did a lot of research, so I'm going to show you everything I know. Additionally, I'll be learning as I go as well, because practice is the best teacher. This is going to be a hands-on experience in learning and getting better in your craft. Okay, so step 1, this is day 1. I started on Friday, and I said, let me color my hair first, because I've learned through research it's better to color your hair before you actually get your locks, because color can weaken your locks. So color your hair before. So I colored my hair, then I detangle, and I realized that was my last detangle and my last blow dry, and I'm going to be free of loose hair detangling, and that makes me excited in itself. Remember, no product. I did put a heat protectant in my hair because I do want to protect my curls, because I'm going to be leaving the ends of my curly, but I don't know how much of the curls I'm going to leave out. I'm done blowing, drying my hair. I look a hot mess, but I don't care, because today is all about yesterday, and today it's all about my hair. And what I noticed is Sydney is extra chatty, and she gets extra chatty when she's excited about something. So she's excited about my hair, y'all. She's excited about me locking my hair, and that makes me more excited, and that makes me want to do it even more. So I just want to get on here for my last hurrahs. Like I said, I look a mess, but it don't matter. Okay, I did, y'all. And Sydney even told me that. She was like, did you cut your hair? Because remember, she was in school when I got on live and cut my hair. She was like, it looks a lot shorter. And I'm like, it does, but it looks healthier. So I said I cut 2 inches off, but I think I cut like 3 inches off. So here it is. I can't grab everything. So I'm just giving a little check about here. I can't grab everything. So that's the longest piece. And Sydney, come here. So now is the parting. Right here, I'm going to put up every parting style that I've seen for micro locks, not sister locks. Remember, y'all, I'm not doing sister locks, I'm doing micro locks. So everything is about micro locks. You have to be trained to be a sister lock loctician. So how do you feel about me getting locks now?
Excited, because it's been a year and 5 months.
Tell them.
It's been a year and 5 months. You said, I'm gonna get locks. It's been a year and 5 months. Excited because you were saying, oh, I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get them.
And I told you I was going to get them, but it had to be in my time. What you do for yourself is in your time. Everybody has their time, right?
You asked me on my opinion.
Yeah. But
I'm the show here.
She's the show. She's the show. So, this is my baby. I'm getting locks today. Pattern is good for me. And what I think, because I'm going to be doing reties myself, and how I can map out when I'm doing reties to make my parts clean and my hair not marry each other, or I'm retying locks together. So this is what's good for me, okay? Right here somewhere. So I purchased this 3-way mirror from Amazon, and I thought it was just going to be heaven sent, and it was just going to make my grid parting so much easier. Y'all, I was quickly humbled, and it did not work for me in the way that I wanted it to. And I have tried the computer screen mirroring, and that didn't work for me either. It's something about parting backwards. My brain can't get attached to that. It does not work for me. And I was going in with a mindset of my sections, my grid has to be nice. It has to be perfect. Here's everything you're going to need for your grid. You're going to need some little elastic rubber bands, a parting comb, and butterfly clips, or whatever clips that you have. And I know my loose natural girls love to dip their rubber bands or elastic bands in oil, but no, not this time. Stay away from any products until the end. You can add oil to your hair at the end of installing your locks, because baby, my scalp was dry. When I tell y'all this was the hardest, well, I'm still doing it, parting. I have the 3-way mirror here. So this is going to be maybe a 2-part, maybe 2 or 3-part series of micro locks. This parting humbled me. When I say it humbled me, I feel like I'm rethinking everything, because I had the way I wanted to part. So it's tough, but I'm going to stick it through. But if you don't have to do it in the way that I'm doing it, you can just do 1 part down the middle, 1 part across for my DIYers, 1 part down the middle, 1 part across. You can do it like that, but I love a challenge. So I'm going to challenge myself, and I want what I want. So I'm going to try to stick to it. But if I come back with 4 sections, you know why. But this is why I say know your hair type, know your strengths and weaknesses, okay? Because this is challenging. See, I had to put a mirror and then use this 3-way mirror, and I'll be back. So this is what I have right now. Well, let me show you. Getting this part down the middle. Getting the part down the middle though was serious business, and I still don't know. If y'all can see it, I don't know. And I think I just messed up the part that I tried hard for. So I'll get back to y'all. Yes, I'm talking about the grid today and how I did it and which method I used. But more importantly, let's talk about your mindset before installing your locks or getting them installed by someone else. But since I'm DIYing, I'm talking about a DIYer's mindset. I struggled on parting my grid because I had high expectations for myself. My mindset was at a 10 because I'm a hairstylist and things should always be perfect to me when I'm doing hair, especially doing braids on other people. I've been doing braids on clients since I was maybe 10 years old. So parting, and all my friends, they say, oh, your parting looks so good. You could part with your eyes closed. So I had that in my head. And then watching TikTok all the time and seeing stylists install micro locks on their clients, I had those expectations of me doing my hair just like I would do a client's hair. Nice, perfect, and neat. Especially micros, micro locks, micro braids, I will eat down. But I quickly realized I don't have eyes in the back of my head, so the way I would do a client's hair, I cannot have those same expectations when doing my hair. Girl, it got so bad that I wanted to go to a hairstylist just so they could section my grid off. But I took a much needed break and I said, Dominique, why are you doing this? You said that you wanted this to be your own journey of seeing how you can grow your locks and the journey in between. It got so bad that I even asked Sydney to help me with the part. And she was like, I don't want them problems, Mom. She had just woke up from a nap right there, but she said that's too much pressure being put on her. And I said, I understand. So I said all that to say, just take a minute and think about why you're starting your lock journey. I don't care if you have traditional locks, sister lock, any type of locks. Think about your why. And it's also good to know that locks will not always have that neat look. In the beginning stage, they will look limp. They will be neat, but they will be limp. And as they mature, they will become frizzy, budding. That's all a part of the lock stages. Yes, you'll see your parts when you get a retie or a retwist. That's every 4 to 6 weeks. Whenever your schedule is. You'll see your parts. It'll be neat for a good 2 weeks or maybe a week. I don't know. It depends on your hair type. But it will not always look like that. And a retightening is just for maintenance, or a retwist is just for maintenance, to lock in that new growth that you'll always have, to prevent knots or holes or damage to your locks. That's why we get reties or retwists or interlocking, whatever you want to call it, whatever your method is. Not so your hair can look neat and see your part. That's not the reason. So if you have that in your mind, take it out now, because your hair is not always going to be neat and you can't get reties every 2 weeks. It doesn't work like that. So once I realized that, everything became easier to me. Here's the grid that I chose. This was best for me. And I didn't want a part going all the way back to the front to the back. I didn't want that. So I made sure I put a knot in the middle, a section right in the middle. And it's 11 sections. So a lock grid is important because you want your locks to be symmetrical and balanced. And the 2 sections in the back is killing me because that part is kind of off. But the good thing about it, I can just take them out and readjust. You could do that while you're putting your locks in. If you don't see something really as neat as you want it to be or as straight, you can just go ahead and straighten it out. Also, the grid plays a role in how full your locks appear. Having full locks or wanting your hair to be fuller or thicker, it's all an illusion. So you want to make sure you understand hair type and density, because that plays a role in your grid and how your locks actually turn out. For an example, if you have low density hair, that means you don't have a lot of thickness in your hair. You don't have a lot of hair. You want to do smaller locks for an illusion of more hair or fuller hair. But we'll talk about that more. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell, especially if you're trying to do your own locks. Stay tuned for part 2. In part 2, I'll be starting my micro locks, and I'll be talking about sizing, the tools that you can use to get your desired lock size, because that is really important to some people. And make sure you come back knowing your hair type, at least your hair type. Believe it or not, a lot of people don't know their hair types, or they simply don't believe in a hair type. But let me know in the comments your hair type, because I know you know yours. Also, let me know if you know the density of your hair or what density means. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure you come back. That notification bell has to be on so you won't miss out, okay? I'm so excited for this journey, and I don't have any expectations now. I don't know how my hair is going to turn out, but I'm going for it. The unknown can be scary, but somehow I'm excited.